Hello everyone. In previous video we have learned the concept of valency and molecular formula, and now in this video we will practice some problems based on those concepts. So I have written here some questions. Now let us try to solve them. First question is, we have to make formula by combining these ions. Here is written potassium ion and here is written iodide ion. So the symbol for potassium is K and the symbol for iodine or iodide is written as I. Valency of iodide is -1 while valency of potassium is +1. So this -1 goes here because iodide ion is in need of 1 electron, and this 1 electron is given by potassium because it has 1 electron in its last shell, which is making it unstable, and so attain the stable configuration potassium will donate this ion to iodide. So this one goes here. Now you can write it as K -1 I +1. But as I have told you in previous video that we do not write the subscripts which are same, so we don't write here -1 and +1. So the only formula became for this ion is Ki, and its name is potassium iodide. Potassium iodide. Now moving on to the next question. Here written is sodium and sulfide. So the symbol for sodium is Na and the symbol for sulfide, actually sulfide is made from sulfur, so we will write here the symbol of sulfur, which is S. Now we will write the valencies of these two. So the valency of sodium is +1 and the valency of sulfide is -2. That means sulfide ion is in need of 2 electrons while sodium has 1 electron in its last shell, which is making it unstable. So sodium is ready to donate 1 electron. But sulfur is in need of 2 electrons and we are bounded here to only combine these two ions, not any other ion. So what we will do, we will increase the number of sodium ions, right? If we take one more sodium, it will also donate 1 electron. So we can say that these two sodium will together fill the sulfur's last shell octet and complete this valency, this need of -2 electron, right? So here 2 sodiums are needed, Na2 for 1 sulfur. So this is the formula and its name is sodium sulfide. Sodium sulfide. Okay. Now move on to the next questions. So our next question is aluminium and sulfate ion. Aluminium and sulfate ion. So the symbol for aluminium is Al and symbol for sulfate is SO4. Now the valency of aluminium is +3 and that of sulfate is -2. So this -2 will go here and this +3 will go here. So the formula will become Al2SO4 whole thrice, and this compound is known as aluminium sulfate. Okay, so now we will move on to the next question. Now the next question has a different format. In this question we have given the names of ions and we memorized the symbols and the valencies of the ion, and then we have combined them to form a product and we named the product. But in next type of question we will be given the symbol of the ions and then we will write the name of those ions and then the valency, and then we will form the product and write the name of those product. So let us go further. So first such question is Cr stands for chromium 3+ and F-. So here we have already been given the charges here, so it's become easy for us to make the molecular formula. Chromium is the Cr is the symbol for chromium. F is the symbol for fluorine. This is UO. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Chromium and fluorine. But this has been in need of 1 electron, so you can write it as fluoride also when making the molecular formula. So right now we will write here the valencies. I have already told in the previous video that writing the symbols behind the number indicates the charge, and writing the symbol in front of the number indicates the valency. So here +3, here -1. Fluorine is just in need of 1 electron only, while chromium has 3 electrons, so it will donate 3 to fluorine. So what is happening here? 1 fluorine, and here you can say 3 ions of chromium which are ready to be donated, and only 1 electron is needed for fluorine. So this 1 electron will go to this fluorine. Now if we introduce 2 more fluorine, then these 2 electrons will also be balanced, right? So this means that to balance 3 extra electrons, or the 3 outermost electrons of the chromium which are making it unstable, we need here 3 fluorine atoms so that they also can get balanced to balance this. Now the formula will become CrF3, because you are taking here 3 F's and only 1 fluorine. And if you are not using this trick, you can just simply write here in the way you have transferred the electrons. Suppose if you are not following this one trick, you can just see here this one diagram, and through this you can determine that you are giving this +3 to fluorine and this -1 to chromium. So the formula will become chromium -1 F + 3, and here we do not write symbols, so the formula will become Cr1F3, and I have already told you that 1 is not being written here, so the formula only will become CrF3. Now the name of this formula is chromium fluoride. Chromium fluoride. Now moving on to our next question. So first let us determine what is this symbol represents. So Hg represents mercury and S represents sulfur. But when we will make the final molecular formula or compound, this sulfur will become sulfide. I'm sorry, I have written here Hg. It is actually mercury. We have already been given the charges 2 plus and 2 minus. Now we will write it as the valencies just below these names. Now we can see here that sulfur is in need of 2 electrons and mercury has 2 electrons in its outermost shell, which are making it unstable. So mercury is ready to donate these 2 electrons and sulfur is ready to gain these 2 electrons. So transfer will be like this. Now as I said, we don't write the signs and also we don't write the same subscripts. So these -2 and +2 will be vanished from here. So this is our final formula and the name will be mercuric sulfide or mercury sulfide simply. Now let's move on to our next question. Pb here denotes lead and PO4 denotes here phosphate ion. The charges written over there are actually the valencies. Phosphate is in need of 3 electrons, phosphate ion, and lead here has 2 electrons which can be donated. That means we need some more lead ions to satisfy the phosphate ions need. So let us see here what happens. If you go through the structure, you can just transfer -3 to lead and +2 to phosphate. Remember students, phosphate ion is made up of 2 atoms, one of phosphorus and one of oxygen. So the +2 written below the lead is not just given to phosphorus only, it is given to whole ion which contains phosphorus and oxygen. Therefore, the bracket is necessary to be put there around PO4 so that you can put 2 outside that bracket, and it indicates that 2 is given to phosphorus also and 2 is given to oxygen also. Okay. So now the formula becomes Pb3PO4 whole twice, and it is written as lead phosphate. So dear student, this is the end of the video. You have practiced some questions, and I hope you can practice some more questions on your own. And if you have any doubts, please write down it in comment section. The another thing I want to tell you is that if you remember the direct charges or direct valencies of these ions, which I have provided the list in the previous video, it will be more easy for you to make molecular formula or molecular compound. Otherwise, you will have to remember the atomic numbers, and then you will have to distribute them according to the Bohr's model 2, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32 kind of format, and then you will get the valency. So that will become a lengthy process for you. So it's just easy for you to just remember all the valencies or charges through that list which I have given in previous video. Thank you for watching.